This is the 3-1 and 3 review for Math 1. Look at the first one. Find the rate of change. It's constant. Okay. So what I'm doing here is I'm looking to figure out how much these things are changing. So it's a comparison. It's a fraction. So I'm going to compare the change of the outputs and the inputs. Okay. So you can see here, if I increase 3, I increase 1. I increase 3 again, and I increase 1 again, going from 2 to 1, right? So my rate of change is 1 over 3, right? It's always the outputs are these domains, okay? Now if I give it to you on a graph, I can look at it from another way. I can look at it by drawing in a triangle. Okay, and you can see here, from this point to this point, I go down 2 spaces, and I go over 1 space, right? So I can think of that as the change in y over the change in the x is a fancy way. That's like a delta. That's a change symbol. But just saying, how much did I change this way? That's the top one. How much did I change that way? And I went down 1 and over 1. Okay. Number 3, find the slope here. So I'm going to use the slope formula, which is y2 minus y1 all over x2 minus x1. I like to use parentheses so I don't screw up my negatives. So there's my x1, y1, x2, y2. So negative 10 minus 9 all over 4 minus negative 5. So I'll go ahead and add the opposite right there. So that's negative 19. Add the opposite there, and that's 9. So it's negative 19 over 9. Number 4, find the slope and the y-intercept. So I'm going to get this into y equals mx plus b, or our slope-intercept form. And that means the y is by itself. Okay. So I'm going to add 5 to both sides. Okay. So excuse me, you can see from here, the number in front, that's my slope, that's my m. I like to think of it as a fraction. And that's my y-intercept, including the sign. We refer to that as b. Okay, over here I'm going to add a half x. Right. So there's my slope. And there's my y-intercept, including the negative sign. Including the negative sign. Down here. So I got to distribute this. So it's y minus 5 equals 1/4 x minus 12 over 4. And I get y minus 5 equals 1/4 x minus 3. Add a 5 to both sides. Right, there's my equation. So my slope is 1 over 4, and my y-intercept is positive 2. Okay. Here I'm just going to add a 2/3 to both sides. So I get y equals 2/3 x. Well, I can think of it plus 0. So my slope is 2 over 3, and my y-intercept is 0. Okay. Number 8, graph it. So I'm going to use the same equation I just did. I'm going to solve for y. So I'm going to add a 12 to both sides, 12x. So I get 2y equals, 2x plus 8 equals 12x. And I could have done the 8 first. I'm just kind of doing it in 2 steps. Then I'll subtract 8 to both sides. Okay. Then I'll divide by 2. I get y equals 6x minus 4. Okay, so my slope in this case is 6 over 1, and my y-intercept is negative 4. So that's where I start from, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And my slope is up 6 over 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and over 1. And then I draw myself a line through there. Okay. Last one here. I'll go ahead and solve for y. So I'll subtract 6 first this time. Do it again, sorry. That gives me minus 15x minus 6. Then I'll add 15x to both sides. And I'll divide by 3. Okay. So then I'll graph this, start from negative 2, go up 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over 1. Okay. There I draw in my line.